Well, good afternoon. It's a very pleasant one as well, and seems to be a while since I've spoken to you all, but it's not that I've not been cycling, it's just that I haven't got round to it. Anyway, we've come out through Leyland and made our way over somewhere called Midge Hall, and I'm setting off back through Bretherton now on this Triumph Traffic Master, which is rather pleasant, and those of you that have seen any of these before will have seen this a time or two. But today I began to realise how much, not only do I enjoy having a mobile telephone, but how much I use it too. And mine has decided to stop working. It's one of these Chinese Huawei ones. Now, if I was a conspiracy theorist, I'd suggest that it was some dark plot, but I think it's more likely that the batteries just decided to give up, which is a bit disappointing really, because it's less than 2 years old. Well, sorry, just over 2 years old, and the one that my wife uses, she's well past 4 years with her current one and still seems to be working fine. But such is life. And I had a quick look on the internet to see what it would cost to replace one, and I was rather surprised that the cheapest price for a replacement one was actually at a car phone warehouse, and there just happens to be one in Chorley. So off I took myself there this morning and spoke to a very helpful young lady who suggested, although the model was very similar, it had got twice as much internal memory as my old one, and so the deal was struck. And I'm sure you can't detect any difference whatsoever because I'm using it now. I have been loaned though a backlight for this bicycle, which I just gave a little brief glimpse of there, but which also incorporates a camera to record your journey down the road and the traffic coming up behind you. Now, it's not something I might buy myself, but I was intrigued to try this one out. The slight problem is that if you just mount it quickly on the saddlebags, the resulting picture does tend to bounce about a little bit. Well, no, a lot. But if you seem to mount it quite securely, and firmly. Hello there. Then it's a rather excellent picture. So there's lots of cyclists out today enjoying themselves. So, as you might have detected, I tend to go out on different bikes on different days, and so having such a device that would easily swap from one bicycle to another would mean that I'd have to find some quick and simple way to mount it. It's much more suitable, I think, to have for a bicycle where one might be using it to commute to work, or it just stays steadily on one bike at a time. But there we go. Horses in the paddock. It was quite interesting though to look back at parts of the journey and to see how close cars do get to me, and the vast majority of drivers coming up behind me take great care indeed, and are quite a way away. I noticed that there are proposals to subtly amend the highway code, which I think is a good idea, and one thing that they're doing is suggesting a rather obvious thing, but it's a hierarchy of road users whereby the pedestrian, being the most vulnerable road user, should be at the top of the group, and then the cyclists taking care to avoid them, and then the motorcyclists taking care to avoid the pedestrians and the cyclists, and then comes the car drivers, followed by the heavier vehicles. And they're suggesting that one gives way to the road user who has the higher priority. Now, strikes me as a good idea. Also, no trains to Preston today. Bringing in the sensible idea of if your road's closed here for some sewage works, so I think we'll have to negotiate the footpath. So the idea of, in a 30-mile-an-hour limit, for example, staying 1.5 meters away from a cyclist would be increased to 2 meters once you get past 30 miles an hour, and no matter what the speed, heavy goods vehicles should stay 2 meters away from cyclists. Now, if the generations are brought up doing that and being taught that as part of their driving code, then That's got to be a good thing. Not a huge amount of width here, but I'm soon going to go on the road and away from the traffic. Well, there isn't any traffic because the road's closed. Hello there. So we just have skirted Croston, not through the centre of the village, but out on the road, Moor Road, which Croston Moor is just some ever so slightly higher land to the side of the village, and this should be nicely traffic free for another mile or so until it joins the main road. The days of the pestilence causing the empty roads have ended, and perhaps, I hope, with a second or third resurgence they won't come again. But they were a lovely period to look back on, cycling on the wide roads with virtually no traffic appearing. But as I tend to choose my routes away from traffic, and I'm cycling mainly for pleasure and just for a few errands, then I seem to be able to make my way. I think if this is recorded, then that will be more than enough for you to have sat through today. Your coffee consumption and bills for digestive biscuits will rock it up listening to me. So I bid you good day, take care, mind how you go. Bye bye now.